What is going on, Dokkan fam? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. So guys, on this video I kind of wanted to release like a tutorial slash tips video in the hopes that it can potentially help new players who are just joining in the game get a little more of a I guess head start so they won't get lost, because I understand what it feels like to jump into Dokkan and not know what's going on at all, especially now that the game has been out for a little over 8 years and there's a lot of new things that have dropped and it can be a little overwhelming. So I hope that this can kind of help newer players understand the game a little bit more clearly and it can be a little bit more easy for them going forward. So the first thing I just want to mention is you are going to notice two little like friend codes at the top of the screen. One of them is going to be my main account, that's the one that you're seeing here right now. You can go ahead and add me on there if you'd like. I do have very limited slots left over for like friend requests, so if you guys want to add me, definitely do so. I probably have like maybe 10 open slots left. The second one is going to be for my second account that I do play regularly, so you want to add me on that one as well. I don't have any friends there, so if you want to add me, that will probably be the best choice because I will probably be able to add most of you on there. So with that being said, the first tip that I want to kind of share here, I do have a little notes here so I won't get lost in what I want to talk about. The first tip is locking in characters. It is definitely a good habit to start, is trying to lock in most of these units. A lot of people, you know, they don't like locking it because it's kind of like a aesthetic thing, but I think it's a lot better to be safe than, you know, aesthetic reasons. You'll notice the little lock at the very top screen here, so whenever you pull like a new unit, definitely get into the habit of locking these guys in. I normally just lock like SSRs like these that you pull from banners, mainly because those are like the main guys that you want to get. If you get SRs, I wouldn't lock them at all. They're just basically used as trading fodder or to sell at the Baba shop, which is going to be this little section down here where Baba, and then in order to sell units you want to hit the little plus symbol at the very top, and where it says characters for points, which is this little purple points section here, you just want to go ahead and choose every N, R, and SR on there and just, you know, Baba or sell whatever units you don't need. I have these locked up simply because I'm just training them for collection purposes, but that's basically my first tip, is locking in your units. That way you won't accidentally sell them or use them as training buddies. The second tip that I got here is potential orbs. Since you guys are brand new to the game, it's definitely a good idea to get into the habit of doing the potential system events that happen every day, Monday through Friday, unless it's a special occasion like data download or the anniversary with all the events are open. Where you'll find it is going to be under the growth category, and you just want to scroll all the way down. Since we are on Tuesday, that is usually where the tech events are launched, and since we're already in the days, I might as well just let you guys know that an easy way to track it is this way. This is actually an easier way to kind of track. So you want to go to characters selection here, and the easiest way is looking at the typing. So Monday is going to be AGL, Tuesdays is going to be tech or technical, Wednesdays is going to be int, Thursdays is going to be strength or STR, and Fridays is going to be fizz or physical. That's basically the easiest way to kind of remember what events are going to launch for what unit. So if you are trying to Dokkan Awaken a fizz unit, you'll know that those events are going to be coming on Friday or on Thursday on reset, which is around 5 p.m. on, you know, depending on what, you know, Eastern Mountain Standard Time, wherever you're located at. It's usually for me at 5 p.m. So that's when I know the new events for that particular day have launched. Since we are still technically on Tuesday, the tech one's already launched for me. It is going to reset on 5 p.m. my time to int, since it is going to be on Wednesday tomorrow. So it's kind of a little confusing at first, but that's how you kind of just keep track of the days and what events come after that. All right. So the next tip is the importance of rotations and linking your unit. So for that, I am going to be required to jump into an event. So let's just go ahead and go to, let's just do the potential system since we're here. I guess let's just use this random ass team. Another thing is you do want to make sure that you do have like a decent team leader, because that is going to help you out tremendously. Oh, another good thing I do want to mention, since we're still in the potential system here, from the top of the screen here, you'll notice you have three different ways you want to go. On the left side, you are going to get small orbs. The middle side, you'll get medium orbs, and on the right side, you'll be getting large orbs. Thankfully, Dokkan has updated this event where it gives you a little bit of everything now once you beat the boss fight. So since we're in this stage here, so we're talking about rotations and linking, right? So for linking, it's definitely important for you to kind of get in the habit of building a team that is designated to each category. And what I mean by that, so for this Hirudegan here, his leader skill is movie bosses and resurrected warriors, but he does also give an additional 30% attack and defense, or HP for legendary existence and transformation boost. But that's basically to get the full 200% leader skill. What you really want to focus on is the main one, which is movie bosses and resurrected warrior. If you can get the additional 30%, that's great. So once you have that team built around that leader skill, you can then make sure or check to see if some of these have the same leaking skill. Now, you might not be able to do that with most units, because it's going to require you to kind of sit through each unit to see what unit has the same linking skill. So for example, this Frieza and Hirudegan, the In Frieza and Hirudegan share 3 different link skills, and that is Brutal Beatdown, Revival, and Fierce Battle. So what that means is, if they're highlighted, that means they're getting the additional little boost that you see under the link effect that's located up there. Attack plus 15%, Ki plus 2 attack and defense plus 5%, and recovers 5% HP when HP is 50% or less. And Fierce Battle is attack plus 20%. So when they have those highlighted, that basically means they get those additional stat boosts in addition to their passive, whatever the passive may be. So that is definitely important when it comes to in-game content. Since you guys are starting off, it might not be as important, because most of these events that you are starting off are going to be pretty easy to complete. However, it is kind of a good habit to start getting used to using units that have those linking pairs, kind of to activate, because it does help you out in the longer run for the in-game content. Another thing I do want to mention is the importance of rotating characters and rotating them off. This can be very beneficial, again, in very difficult contents. Like, say for example, I want to rotate Golden Frieza for whatever reason. The good thing is that you can kind of memorize where they go, because 1 and 2, these two are going to be coming back after 2 turns. Frieza is going to be coming back after 3 turns. So that's basically the easiest way to kind of remember what rotation is going to happen at what given time. So if there's an event where we're facing a extreme or a super Fizz unit that is a very strong hitter, and you want to get this Frieza out of harm's way, then you definitely want to push him on the third rotation so he can be kind of away from the team for at least 3 turns. The only downfall is that sometimes they will be attacking a lot of times in the third rotation, so you might want to protect that one unit, and you might have to rotate one of your good units off. And that can be a little scary, but the more you play, the more you start to realize that maybe sometimes taking a gamble and your units might dodge, and also understanding their kit really helps out quite a bit. So that's basically it when it comes to rotations and the importance of having the linking pairs activated, because it does give them a pretty significant boost. The next step I want to talk about is typing. So this is pretty self-explanatory. They explain this in the tutorial, but if you're like me, you probably skipped the whole tutorial, so you probably don't know what effects are, what typing affects another typing, or what strong gets what. So you'll see the little rainbow thing on top of there where it has physical, int, tech, AGL, and STR, right? So the easiest way to just look at the chart from the very top. So physical is strong against int, int is strong against tech, tech is strong against AGL, AGL is strong against STR, and STR is strong against Fizz. That's basically the easiest way to do it. So in this example, since we have int, basically Hirudegan is going to pretty much dominate TN, Frieza is going to dominate Chatsu and Yamcha, And Nova Shenron, he's pretty much not going to do anything. And again, I know I said that the importance of building a team, so just completely ignore the team setup that I have here. I was simply just doing that for linking, leveling purposes, so it's not really the team that I use, right? But that's basically it. That's the typings, the easiest way to really understand it. And the importance of that as well is that they do get an additional 50% attack boost if you're doing a super effective attack to an enemy. So you do get a pretty significant attack boost for that. Alright, so the next tip I want to mention is the difference between super and extreme class category units. Again, very self-explanatory, but some people miss it. And the easiest way to really just know what unit is what, let me go ahead and get out of this event here, because I will need to pull out my little my characters list. Let's see. So the easiest way to really look at it is think of the anime, right? So what are good guys and what are villains? And that's basically going to answer your question. But just to get a clearer picture on that, like say for example this Gohan, it gives you the little name up there where it says Super Int. That basically means he's a good guy and he's part of the super class. And then let's go ahead and oops, I didn't want to click that one. Let's go ahead and hit Extreme here, and that'll be Samatsu. Down there you'll see LR, and then on the bottom it's going to have Extreme Int. There are some very rare instances where you actually get a unit that is a super class and then turns into an extreme class. A perfect example is this Vegeta here. Let's see if I can find him. Where is he? Let me just type his name here. Vegeta. This guy here. So he starts as a super, but once he transforms into Majin Vegeta, he turns into extreme. It's very rare that a unit does that, but it does happen. There really isn't much of a difference, because if you are using him in a category team, so he is still going to be getting the same sort of like attributes as if he was still a good guy. So it doesn't really matter, it doesn't really change much of anything, and it's very rare for a unit to transform from a super class to an extreme class and vice versa. Another thing is there's times where a unit might actually start as a different typing, like it might start as a tech and then transforms into a AGL or something like that. A perfect example of that is the Angel Goku here. So I do have that one ready to show you. He starts off as a tech, then he transforms into an AGL for whatever reason, then he transforms back to tech, and then his last form is being tech. You don't have to worry too much about that because it happens very rarely. So that's basically it. That's the only difference between super and extreme. I know, very self-explanatory, but sometimes people get confused about it. Just think of it that way. Super equals good guys, extreme equals bad guys. Easy as that. So now the next tip I have for you here is the different types of items. So there are 3 different types of items and 4 levels of those items. So those items are going to end up being training items, which are going to be red capsules. They're going to be blue items, which are going to be support items right here. And then there's pink capsules that are going to be awakening metal items. So those are the 3 different types of capsules that you'll find as you play in the play Dokkan Battle, and they have 4 different levels. There's white capsules, which means common. There's bronze, which means rare. There's silver, that means super rare, and then there's golden, which means ultra rare. And that's basically it for those the different types of items that you pick up. The next thing I want to talk about here is, oh yeah, so the next thing, I almost skipped this one, is doing the daily Ginyu and Bardock team event. So the good thing about this, since you guys are starting off right now, you probably are locked away from most futures of the game. I know the quest is locked up, the Dragon Ball story might be locked up, the Portal Memories is going to be locked up, Ultimate Clash is locked up. I'm not sure if Chain Battle is locked up for you, it might be though. And Piton Battle is also very, I think that might be locked up for you. It's not, nothing's going on for that one anyway. And for the events, I believe Challenge and Z Battles are also locked up for you. But the good thing about this next step is that the story for these guys is not locked up. So you can definitely try to grind these guys out and try to get them to, I believe, SA15. I believe they start with SA10 because you do have to easy A them, and I don't believe you have the ability to do that just yet. But just get them to super attack 10. The reason why is because they do change every day. Remember what I said, that every typing has a day, like AGL is Monday, Tech is Tuesday. Well, tomorrow is going to be Int, and they're going to change the character to a different one. So you want to make sure that you get each character at least to level 10. It is a bit of a grind. You might not want to do it in one go, which is fine. They will come back next week. And again, like I mentioned, depending if we fall into an event, because right now, Global Dokkan is in a bit of a kind of a bit of a mixture, because we're getting into the whole we're going to be syncing with the JP side of the game. Our events are kind of all over the place, so maybe next week there might be an event going on where all the events are going to be open for us, but for the time being, let's just keep it simple. Let's just say next week is going to be like any normal week, and you can continue repeating the process. Again, Monday's going to be AGL, Tuesday's going to be Tech, it's going to be Wednesday, Thursday is going to be SCR, and Friday is going to be physical. So just get in the habit of trying to get most of these. Maybe you don't want to do the grind, just get one copy, and that'll be even beneficial for you, so you can then at least have a free to play team at your disposal. The other tip that I have for you guys here is finishing the Goku event that's going on for you. So on my screen, you probably notice that there isn't a little Goku down here. That's because I've done mine already when it first came out. So when you log into the game, depending how far you're in, you'll notice that you have like this kind of bingo type board that you have for that Goku, which is this Goku that I have on my screen here. You want to just get as far as you can. If you can complete all the board sections, that's great, but I do believe there might be some sections that might be a little too difficult to do, especially when you're new. So what I recommend is try to complete at least up to board 3. That way you can unlock most of the features, especially the quest for the Dokkan story. This would open a lot of kind of pathways for you to not only collect dragon stones, but also to level up your player count or your rank. So definitely try to get to at least the 3rd board, and I know there might be one section in that board, board 3, that might be a little difficult, which is trying to Dokkan Awaken. That might be confusing because I know, like I mentioned, Dokkan Awakening is going to be closed for you guys here, which is under the challenge, but don't worry, there is a unit here that you can just cheese at one stage, and it's this Goku right here. Now you do have the option of trying to completely max this guy out and rainbowing him, but honestly I will recommend not doing that, because I think it's a waste of time and a waste of resources trying to get this guy to super attack level 10, because he doesn't really offer much. He just has a high chance of attack of 180%, which is not really a good, passive, and let's just be honest. His super attack just causes supreme damage, which isn't really nothing, and the amount of grind that you need for this guy is really ridiculous, considering that he doesn't really do much. So you'll get this guy in R form under this event here. Let me pull up the event. He's going to be under, let's pull this event up here. Let's go to event. Yeah, so he's going to be under this category where it says enough talk, time for an epic showdown with Goku. You'll recruit him in an epic showdown level 1. You can do that either in extreme, you do it hard or normal, and you'll be able to pull this guy. You also get the details on here on how to unlock this guy, and the amount of things that you gotta do to get this guy into the Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku is a lot. So not only do you gotta get 10 copies of this Goku, you also got to get an additional 4 copies, which then you have to awaken him to not only this Angel Goku, but you also have to awaken him to this Super Saiyan Goku, and that can take quite a bit of time. The reason why you say you got to Dokkan Awaken all those 4 units is because, unfortunately for the potential, you have to have a card at least in UR form in order to feed him into the potential system and get 4 copies in there. That's a lot of grinding for a unit that isn't going to be useful, when there's a lot of other good units on there that you can potentially farm up for far less work and I honestly wouldn't, I wouldn't attempt trying to get this guy to level 10. But again, if you guys want to do it for collection purposes, hey, it's all up to you. I'm just going to say it's going to be a lot of, grinding, a lot of, consumption of items, and I just don't think he's worth it. Speaking of a better team, so we do have this team here. I can show you right now. This team right here, that's again leading by our friend Goku here. All these teams that you see right now, all these units, these are free-to-play units that you can get right now for far less of a grind than that Goku, and these guys are actually worth the trouble because they have pretty significant stats and their passive effects are really good. This Super Saiyaman 2 and 1 Gohan is extremely tanky. He'll probably be able to tank most events that you are starting off. This Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku is also extremely good. Actually, he's not Angel, he's just Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He gets a significant defense boost depending how much HP you have, which is really good. Hercule, you'll notice this guy is always going to be a tanky bastard. He also has a high chance of invading units. Super easy to get his event or his card to level 10. This Oob is also very useful. And the good thing about these three units that I just showed, the Goku, Hercule, and Oob, they're under the same event that you can do right now. So for example, you want to get the Hercule medals, you just go to event. It's going to be under the same event as this Ultimate Final Battle. So you can get 3 very powerful free-to-play units under the one event. And the good thing about that, again guys, is that event is actually open for you guys right now. You don't have to grind the board, you don't have to do any of that. You can just go to the story event and just look for it right down here and just grind off the stages. You get free stones and you can also get those cards. And you just want to get the cards, you can go through the event details and it tells you what stage drops what. So stage 1 drops Hercule, stage 2 drops Goku, and then stage 9 drops Oob, and then each other stage has their own respective medal drops. So for Hercule, you want to get stage 7, for Goku stage 5, and for Oob stage 10. And that's just for those 3 units. Again, like I mentioned, you can get the other 2 on their own respective events. Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 have their own separate event, and Hercule has his own separate event that is going on right now. So you can definitely grind those units, which I think is probably better than trying to get the AGL or Angel Goku, because he is not worth a damn, trust me. Of course, if you guys want to do summonings, which you can, however right now I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you get lucky with this banner that's dropped right now, which is a legendary summon. You might actually be able to pull a pretty useful unit, which is this Goku here. Janemba is also pretty good, he's kind of fallen quite a bit. Frieza is still pretty good. This Gohan, he's okay, he's more of a support unit. And these guys you probably won't have any use for because you do need Turles in order for them to work out well. Baby, he's also a pretty solid support unit, and Samatsu, he's also a pretty solid support unit. So I honestly wouldn't recommend summoning for them. I definitely wouldn't recommend summoning for this Dokkan Festival banner because they were actually discounted not too long ago, so you're kind of wasting your stones by doing that. But again, so you guys are just starting off, you might as well summon, might get a decent unit here. But again, we are close to getting an event soon here in the global side of the game, so you might just want to hold off for now and just save up your stones until then. But again, it's completely optional. If you want to do that, it is up to you. Another thing that I do want to mention in regards to the 5th Goku, which you are going to start off with this guy, is you can get this guy to fully SA20 completely free without using an Eldritch High. However, doing so, you are going to be required to grind out this guy's medals 77 times. Now, the downside for you is that you might not have any units that give you any boost, which means that you are not going to be getting any extra drops. And I actually attempted this in my side account and I only got 1 drop per round. That might just mean that I have horrible RNG, but if that really is the amount of drops you're getting per run, you're gonna have to do that 77 times twice, which means you're gonna have to get those medals 154 times in order to get that other LR to level 10, and then just feed him to your main LR to level 20. that is quite a bit of a grind, but it does save you Elder Kais, and that can be very beneficial. For those who might not know who an Elder Kai is, I will show you right here. It'll be kind of surprised if you guys don't know who Elder Kai is. If you guys been watching Dragon Ball Z, you should know by now who he is. But if you guys are not Dragon Ball Z players, that's no problem. Let me see if I can find one. Let's see. Let me scroll all the way to the bottom. All right. So this guy here, this Elder Kai, is basically the go-to guy to level up your unit's super attacks to whatever level it is. So there's 10 levels, you feed 9 of these to that one unit and he's in level 10. If there's an LR, you need to waste 19 of them. But you don't have to do that with this Goku, because there is an event where you can actually grind this guy out right now. Let me see if I can find it. It's gonna be on Alright, so we go to the Saiyan Warrior race story, and you'll find him in stage 6. Stage 6 is going to be the stage you'll be able to farm this guy, and the good thing about this Goku is that he does come in SR form, or I guess you can call him UR form. SSR form is basically the start, but you do get him in UR form, which means you can then feed him into your physical unit here. So let's give this guy here, for example. This is the guy that you'll be getting from that one event, and you'll be able to get him to level 10 and open all these potential sides for your unit. So you see here, you just give him this guy, and that would awaken this one lock. Like I mentioned, you might not have the hidden potential unlocked just yet. I believe you have to be rank 150, and you also have to do the board 3 from that Goku event before this unlocks. So definitely try to get the level 3 board completely clear, so that way you can open all the other events, and try to get your rank to at least 150, which should be pretty easy considering that so many events going on. And the story, once you complete the board number 3, will unlock most of the story events here, and that would pretty much help you grind your level to 150 easily. You won't even have to worry about it, and plus you also get free stones, so you might as well do it. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. That's all the tips I have going forward right now for newer players. I might release another one, and I guess more in depth in like damage and like stats and whatnot. That might take a little bit more time, but this is basically just like the general gist for how to really get started in Dokkan and what would be the best things to get going for you guys. Another thing is that they did release a news thing on Twitter, or X if you want to call it, where I guess the game is going to be released like in this new update for the global side of the game that is going to make it a lot easier for newer players. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, to see what exactly it is. It's not going to benefit me much since I'm already a pretty avid player. I've been playing for 5 years, but it might be beneficial for those who are coming into the game. But with that being said, guys, I know this video kind of got a little lengthy. I do apologize for that, but hopefully it was helpful in any way. Like this video if you like to. Leave me a comment if I left something out. If you're someone that has been playing Dokkan for a while, this video might have not been beneficial for you, and I'm sorry if it wasted your time. But if you guys want to leave like a comment to help potential new players, definitely do so. You know, this is what the community is all about, is helping one another try to get a little bit further in the game, and it is a lot of fun. So definitely let us know in the comment section below if you found this video helpful or you want to help one another. And again, don't forget to add me up there on my little code there, because that is also one of the challenges of that board. So definitely add me up there. But with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys the time of day for watching this video. It's kind of a lengthy one, and as always, I'll catch you all on the next video. All right, peace out.